Hi guys, welcome to the high BP freedom secrets. Okay, welcome. This is going to be one of the most important webinars you ever see, trainings you ever see on the topic. This is how to become high BP free, um, or free from high blood pressure without swallowing medicines every single day. Okay, this is also a case study of how over 497 men and women just like you have become high BP free without medicines. Okay, so what we're going to do, just so that the video doesn't lag, we're going to remove, I'll just remove my face. I will remove my face, and so you can just see my slides. Yeah, so basically that's done, and we can go into it. Okay, start from this particular slide. I want to, how do I do that? Right? So I'm not sure what you see, but I hope that you see it correctly. For our people that are joining, if you're joining elsewhere, hypertensionafrica.com/freedom is where you get, or link in bio is where you get the whole training, right? So, like I said, this is going to be the most important training you would ever receive on the topic freedom from high blood pressure. And the reason is simple, because at Hypertension Africa, we're focused on freedom. So we don't just do trainings or workshops for the sake of it. We're doing it so that we can move you from where you are right now, whatever your struggle is, whatever your challenge is, to where you really need to be, which is becoming high BP free. So we want to look back and say, oh yeah, we helped you go 100% become high BP free, no more medicines, and maybe you've achieved it for 3 months, 3 years, 5 years from now. We want to say we helped you go from where you are now. So our focus is really freedom, okay? And that brings me, so type the word freedom in the comments as you're seeing this. Freedom, very important. You need to get used to the sound of that word. Now, full disclosure, we're going to move really fast. There is so much I can show you, so much I can teach you, so many case studies, okay? Right? That brings me to the, that original question of what does high blood pressure freedom mean to you? Like, it's different for everybody, so that's really why you're here. For some people, it is they want to get off the medications. For some other people, they don't want to get off the medicines, but if they can wake up and see good numbers, they want to be able to check their blood pressure every morning without that fear or anxiety or that panic, right? So you need to get clear, because that's where we really want to get you to, what your own freedom is. If it is, I want to be able to walk my daughter down the aisle, like Mr. Remy. That was what he shared when we interviewed him several years ago. So this is 100% different training from whatever you've ever seen before, and this is never released. This is exclusive. This is 100% our work. And so this is really it, right? So whatever you have given as the answer to this question is your North Star. That is where you really want to go. What does high BP freedom mean to you? And we've also titled this Secrets, because at the end of the day, this is not public knowledge, okay? This is us looking at real people, men and women, the real life experiences, most of them sharing in their own words, their real stories, what has worked for them, right? And why it worked, right? Why did it work? And then we're going to look at why it worked, the real reason it worked, so you can immediately see it. And then at the end, full disclosure, I'm going to make you an invitation. I'm going to invite you to a new opportunity of achieving freedom, because you're here because you haven't reached that point of freedom. So I'm going to give you an opportunity, into a freedom opportunity. Okay, if you're watching this anywhere else, you can register for it to get the full video, the slides, everything. hypertensionafrica.com/freedom. Okay, so I'm going to give you that invitation, but here's exactly what we're going through today: the secrets. Number one secret, we're going to look at the unbreakable method for reversing both hereditary and pregnancy-induced hypertension without swallowing smelly concoctions or being stuck with boring or tasteless meals. Secret two is the stupidly simple time machine hack, right, that even 50 to 60-year-olds have used to safely reverse over 10 years of high blood pressure in 3 months or less. So there is something they know, right, that has worked for them. We want to know what this is. Then the secret three is the smarty pants trick that busy professionals use to normalize their blood pressure without quitting their high paying jobs or careers or becoming hospitalized. Who wouldn't want that? So that's what we're looking at. Now, so you need to turn off all distractions. Target time 45 minutes to 50 minutes for this presentation, right? Turn off all distractions and let's talk business. Um, like I said, why are you here? That is very, very important, right? Maybe you've had high blood pressure for several years, your medicines, you've tried so many things, supplement, herbal, maybe you have some right now, maybe you're taking some. Some woman showed me a supplement she got on Instagram for over 200,000 naira. They told her it was the cure. She got one for weight loss, she got one for BP, right? And after she'd spent all that, she still came back to say, hey, I need help, right? And it's okay. Some people, chest tightness, chest heaviness, sleep problems, palpitations, body pains, weakness, your sex life, your poor libido, is suffering. Maybe that's why you're watching this, right? And it's okay. It's 100% okay, right? I just want to let you know that I see you, I feel you, right? This your whatever you're going through is valid. It's your real life experience, right? And you're here because you want freedom. Hold that thought. Now, I also want to let you know that I totally understand, because just a couple of years, well, it's not a couple of years, like about, let me say, 10 years ago, my father was in that same spot. And so everything I share with you is 100% from my experience, from what I've witnessed, from what he's been through, the lessons we've taken out of it, and the lessons we've taken out of working with others, using the lessons from him. But I'm going to share with you a brief history of how I got here, because I'm a pharmacist, right? So why am I talking about becoming high BP free without medicines? You're wondering why. Now, my father suffered 4 chronic diseases at the time. So, but it didn't all start out at the same time. So maybe you're here, you've had so many, it's different things here and there. Arthritis. So for my father, he started as arthritis. So, joint pains, his knees. And I felt like, oh, at the time I was a pharmacy student, right? So I'm 14 years post graduation right now, but then I was a student at the time. So you see, this happened like 20 years ago. Like, this is a really long time, man. Like, a really long time. All right. But here's the thing: arthritis, pain. Then he'll take the medicines prescribed for him, pain medications. There is no cure for it, right? No cure for arthritis. That's it, right? And then I would also say that you take these supplements, okay? I would recommend. This is not about any particular product. This is real life, okay? And then guess what? It got worse because the arthritis moved from his knees to his lower back. So he had this chronic pain, like really bad pain that would make him at some, like, it got really bad. Here we have MRI scans to show for it, right? Ankylosing spondylitis was the diagnosis, right? And his lumbar vertebrae were breaking up. I'm not here to talk medical jargon, but that's how bad it was. And his car became his legs. So he would drive to everywhere and anywhere, right? So even the supplements would give him relief for a couple of months and stop, right? Then based on that, he started having stress-induced hypertension, because chronic stress would also cause you to have high blood pressure. That was what happened for my father. So he was then placed on high BP medicines. From there, oh, your cholesterol is high, sir. He was placed on something for high blood cholesterol levels. So it was taking medicines for all these things. And if you notice the progression, it starts from one thing, it moves to the next, more diagnosis. Maybe that's what you're going through. Maybe you have experience with that already. This is it. Now, there was a breaking point. For everyone who has become high blood pressure free, they all get to a breaking point. For most people, so for some people, they don't wait till it gets so bad before they do something. But for some people, maybe they get hospitalized, they have maybe a partial stroke before they have that breaking point. For my father, the breaking point was, like, he's taking all these medicines, he's taking steroids, he's taking painkillers, he's taking everything, he's using back braces, he has changed to orthopedic mattress, he has done everything, and yet he was getting worse. The breaking point was him sitting at the doctor's office on that hot afternoon, and the doctor saying, sir, you need a surgery. But it's 50-50. So after the surgery, you might get better. You might start to walk, or you might not get better. Like, right, that was the breaking point. It's like, so you mean I've followed every recommendation you're giving me? I've taken all the medicines, I've been religious with them, I've taken supplements and all. And still, we get to this point where you cannot even still help me. You're telling me that I could 50-50 chance. Like, that was the breaking point, and we said no, we've got to look for something else. There has to be another way. My mom put her feet down, like, no surgery. I was just like 2010, right? I'm like, okay, yeah, surgery, and you might not even walk at the end of the day, right? That was the breaking point. And that was when we started looking for other alternatives, started searching everywhere and anywhere. Now, if you're watching this on TikTok, hey, you can actually register to get the full. There are actually slides. There are videos I'm going to play here that you're going to see. But the reason I'm sharing my data, so you can, the link is in the bio, hypertensionafrica.com/freedom, right? So you get everything plus bonuses and everything. But it's okay. You can watch till the end here and then still go register, right? But the breaking point, that was the breaking point for us. Now, the good news is, over a space of over 2 years, but I mean, like, even till this day, all those diseases that I listed are cleared now. Yes. So my father walks, no walking stick, no surgery, nothing, no steroids, no painkillers, nothing. And this is for over 7 years down the line. Nothing. No medicines for high blood pressure. Nothing. Nothing for high cholesterol. Like, how is that possible? How? Now, this right here means that we hit a secret. That was when, right? So I have a master's degree in pharmacognosy. My research was on something for arthritis because of my dad's case, right? Everyone was looking for research. It took us several years, a lot of money down the drain. Yet, eventually, everything is cleared. What did he do? How did he do it? Now, that's when we learned the secret of all secrets. That's when I learned it. Nobody is teaching this. It's not taught in medical school. Your doctor won't tell you this. No pharmacist will tell you this. I didn't even learn it in pharmacy school or med school. I learned it from my dad's experience. And of course, all the years of research looking for alternatives, looking for something non-drug to help him. Now, this is the secret. Write it down. Your body can heal itself provided you give it the right conditions and resources. Your body will heal itself. It's going to repair itself. But there is a condition. You must give it the right conditions and the right resources. Right? That right there is the secret, the mother secret. There are going to be a lot of secrets I'll reveal here, to you while we go ahead. But this is the mother secret. This is what you have to know. Like, even if you take nothing out of this, if you stop seeing this video at this point, just know it has to be ringing in your head. Your body can and will heal itself, but you have to give it the right conditions. And you're going to ask me, what are the right conditions? What are the resources? Good question. Now, before I share that, right? So by 2018, this video was actually shot in 2018, where church at St. Bart's Church, where he was jumping at, that was his 70th birthday, right? Where he was jumping in church and telling them that. So here is, I hope the video plays and you can hear it in real time, right? I hope you can hear him share his story. There's a reason I'm sharing this, because it's going to give you hope. You might be feeling like, oh, this is the end of the road. Mine is the worst. Nothing can help. Now, the good news is yours might not even be as bad as his, right? So that tells you, oh, there is hope. That means somehow there is hope, right? And the reason, so before the video starts to play, I just want to say something. Now, there is a reason your body can heal itself. Okay, so it started playing. is so emotional watching that. Did you hear where he said right now his blood pressure is so normal and for many years now? This was as of 2018, right? So there is the real thing is this is it. This is real life. Like I said, it's just about extreme people's experiences and how they got here, why they got here, right? And so you might be like I told you, I'm a pharmacist. This is myself and Madame Morayo. This was shot in 2023. She's one of our clients we worked with, right? She reversed 8 years of high blood pressure as well. Because you might be saying, okay, so that's your father, right? That's your father. So how about this woman here? She met me in Abuja. She's the only client that I've met one-on-one. Every other person we've worked with online, 100% online. And we also worked with her online. She only just happened to meet up with me when I was in Abuja, when I was visiting. 8 years scrapped, right? So why should you listen to me? Because there are real life people who have done this. We founded Hypertension Africa to be able to create these freedom stories for you. We've had fight hypertension challenges, 1 to 8, high BP reversal. We created the high BP reversal method from these experiences. So it's basically a documentation of what worked, why it worked, and a sequence so that you can create the same result, freedom result. So you too can share your success story and say, oh yeah, I've been high BP free for the past 4 years. I'm going to show you some people who have been high BP free for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, right? Our work has been featured in Hypertension Canada, in Japan, Psychom Forum, right? Like this is what we've been doing. And you are very, very fortunate to come in contact with us. So whoever shared this link with you, you need to go tell them, thank you very much. You have saved my life, because this is what we've been doing for the past couple of years. Our book is on Amazon. I know you have questions, doubts, and past painful experiences, which are legit. They are your experiences, past painful experiences, right? So the question you're going to be asking me is, yeah, but mine didn't come with arthritis. No problem. That's why we said your body can heal itself. So think of it like this. It's like when you buy your, let's say you have a phone, like your iPhone, and your iPhone maybe it starts to hang. I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, or like a good phone, a good Android phone, it doesn't have to be the iPhone. Your phone starts to hang, a lot of different things, and then it automatically tells you, oh, your phone needs an update. You need to do this. Or it connects and I say, okay, reboot, restart the phone. And the moment you do that, the phone kind of fixes itself, right? That is a good machine. That is just a machine fixing itself, right? The same way your laptop, oh, it starts to, maybe some things are not opening, and then you just do a restart or you shut it down and put it back up. It automatically goes in, fixes itself. It's built that way. That is also how the human body is built, to heal itself. But like I said, you must give it the right the right conditions. So like my father, we didn't know. You might say, oh, but I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't smoke. That's fine. That's good, right? But what are the right conditions to now put your body in the healing mode? And the question, so that brings us to secret number 1, which is the unbreakable method for reversing, whether it's hereditary, right, or pregnancy induced, without swallowing smelly concoctions, stuck with boring, tasteless meals. So maybe someone tells you, oh, let's eat, drink this, and then they give you one smelly thing and you're drinking just to get relief. The problem is that even when you stop drinking the thing, the BP comes back. So is there a way that even though it's hereditary, that's what most people say, yeah, this is good, so your dad. Now let me shock you. My father, right, his dad, which is actually who is actually my grandfather, had this arthritis related problem, because I learned, like my grandfather passed when I was maybe 4 or 5 years. I don't have a lot of memories of him, but I remember, like, so, but the story is that he also passed with back related issues. So what is back related issues? This is not the same arthritis, probably the same ankylosing spondylitis, but medical practice, like, we didn't get that diagnosis at the time. So what am I saying? Where am I going with this? Hereditary induced. His father had it, he had it. But fast forward to several years later, he's out of it, right? Pregnancy induced. Many women, like more than 70% of the women we've ever worked with, all report that their own high blood pressure started around pregnancy. So for some of them, they had it in their first pregnancy. By the second pregnancy, it had dropped, and then towards birth, it spiked again, and it went so bad that they were hospitalized, and then they thought it would go, and then it went, and then it came back, and then for 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, they're still taking the medicines. So they feel like it came with pregnancy, so there's nothing we can do. And they feel like they can't change the fact that they were pregnant. 100% valid. But this unbreakable method would help you even though that is where you're coming from. And so what is the secret? Now, let me share real life experiences. Remember I told you we're x-raying what these people have done and how they did it. So there must be something they know. I'll give you an example. So this is Madame Joyce. She had 10 years. Hers came with the birth of her last child. At the time we worked with her, she was 52 years. Now, it may look like we're just saying people we've worked with, but these are people who've done it. So we can only x-ray people who've won, right? Well, x-raying champions or success stories so that we can learn from them. Now, 10 years. Birth of her last baby at 42. By 52 years, she had had a high BP for 10 years. She was on 2 medications. Now, in her story here, she says, I started this program on 6/9, which is what? 6/9 is what? I don't know. Dates. So I'm currently based in Japan, and we write the dates in a different way. So we will write the year, the month, and then the day. So, but 6/9 in the Nigerian way would be what? 6/9. That's like 6th of September, right? My brain, right? So she did that. She did detox for 5 days. She started on the meal plan on 13/9. Yeah, so I think I'm correct. 13th of September, yeah. So that's about 6 weeks into the meal plan. My BP has been 120/80 consistently. In fact, about a week plus ago, my BP numbers were 110/80. But Thursdays this week, it was 120/80 once again. I'm happy. My weight has dropped 101. Okay, so this does not even say that she had dropped medicines. But in her story, she dropped her medicines. By the time her BP started reading 110/80, she had to drop her medicines. She dropped to the first one, right? So, but this was someone who had had it for 10 years. The second person here, Rosemary, her own case is also, but the real thing here is it came with pregnancy. This Rosemary lady has also, hers was hereditary. So her brother has it, her mom had it. Look at her. So these are her January readings. She shared a track sheet and she said, I stopped the medications in the second week of November. So this is how many? November, second week of November up until January is what? 6 weeks. She had gone 6 weeks without the medicines and her numbers were still good, right? And she says, my system doesn't need BP meds anymore, in Jesus' name, amen. And then the real story, like let me give you, this was in January, a year ago. She took in and carried her pregnancy throughout without blood pressure medications. This is someone that had hereditary induced hypertension. This is another person, the 8 years, good. This particular woman, this was the Madame Muraya I showed you. I shared the picture. After 8 years, she has dropped the 2 drugs and her BP was still normal. Look at her readings. My BP readings, 108/70 at 9:03 p.m. She writes the date, the time, 113/72, 9:06 p.m. 107/67, 9:09 p.m. This is a woman that was on drugs for 8 years. So hers also came around, hers is also hereditary, right? So what did they do? The secret is that they used a strategy. They use a strategy. Like, you can't get this kind of results if you're not very specific with what you're doing. Now, they didn't do trial and error. The reason you haven't gotten any results, these kinds of results, is you're just trying different things. Oh, they said I should eat according to my blood group. Oh, they said I should eat banana. Oh, they said I should drink this concoction. Oh, they said I should eat, I'm not eating salt. I just eat my food like that. And then you're just punishing yourself. You need a clear-cut strategy that will work. And the reason these results are reproducible, if you notice, 8 years, 10 years, pregnancy induced, hypertension, hereditary induced, is because it follows a pattern. Now, the strategy that they've used is using strategic lifestyle changes. So this particular way, it will transform your health, wean you off all medications, repair. Remember we said your body will repair itself. This is a strategy that is going to put your body in a reparative mode. So your body starts to fix itself. Remember, if your system is not connected to the internet at all, if it's outdated, maybe the OS is you're using a Android version, Jelly Bean, one of the first Android versions, it cannot update itself when there's an issue. Yes or no? You need to make it has to be constantly connected to, updating the OS and all for the system reboot to heal. So also your body, you need to make these strategic lifestyle changes to put your body in that state. So I'll give you a rundown of what this looks like. Now, remember, we still have so many secrets to share. So I cannot go, we cannot cover everything that goes into the strategy, but I'll give you an overview so you can begin to understand why it's so powerful and why it was able to work for them. Now, the thing is, for high blood pressure, you may say, oh, I know the cause of mine. Oh, I'm overweight. That's fine. At least you know you're overweight, you're obese, right? But then that's just one trigger. Now, most people, and for everybody, there are usually multiple triggers, something we call your triggers or the root causes. Now, we use the word triggers because when we say root cause, you're going to say, okay, this is the cause. The actual cause of high BP is not known. Like in medical practice all over the world, they'll tell you because nobody knows the time. You see a 29-year-old with hypertension, you'd see a 60-year-old with hypertension. So what made it come in a 29-year-old? Nobody knows. But there are risk factors. There are these triggers that make it more likely. Now, when you say, oh, mine is hereditary, then you're focusing on the non-modifiable. You can't change who your mom was or is. You can't change her experience. You can't change the fact that maybe both parents had it or even died from it. My grandma died from a stroke, right? Real life experience. We can't change that, but we can change the modifiable. You can't change the fact that you had a baby and then you developed hypertension. But with the strategy like lifestyle changes, you can focus. There's a reason I'm spending some bit of time here. I'll tell you why. You need to understand that the game changer is strategy, not just doing or anything. And the real problem with following anything and everything is conflicting. You listen to this trainer, they say, eat meat, eat a lot of it, your body needs the protein. You start to eat meat. The next person says, don't eat meat, eat eggs, you eat it. So you are doing so many conflicting things. That is no strategy. And that is the recipe for being hypertensive for the rest of your life. You need a clear-cut strategy. And so the strategy is going to target both the modifiable and the non-modifiable triggers. And so the strategy, right, we distilled it. For the longest time, all we were teaching was the strategy is just subtract, add, modify. Once you subtract everything causing your BP to be high, which are your triggers, you add things to bring down your blood pressure, and then you modify. That's like the easiest way. But the problem is, not the problem, but we've expanded it over the years of working with clients to now, and we've said, and we've refined it. Like I told you, everything started with my dad's case. At the time I was working with my dad, also there was no strategy. We're just trying everything and anything. We're going through the motions. It's like he was literally the guinea pig for this experiment, right? We're spending money on trainings and stuff. But the good thing is we've distilled it into a predictable process such that once you pass through this strategy, immediately, and this I'm going to tell you the strategy, right? It doesn't matter, you don't even it doesn't mean you must work with us, but any strategy you follow must have mind liberation, number one. Number two, body liberation. Number three, freedom activation. Okay, you must have the three in place: mind, body, and the freedom. The three. Now, so this is how you get your perfect body. This is how you repair your body. This is the strategy. This is the secret. This is how people are dropping medicines after 10 years. People are dropping medicine after 8 years. Okay, now here's the breakdown. On the mind side of things, right? I'm just going to walk you through it so you just see how it is. But the actual details, like I said, because of our time, we won't be able to do everything. Now, everyone starts confused, like where you are right now. Oh, I'm trying this. Maybe your number is 180, 200 over this. We asked you to write your questions. We're seeing some really high numbers. Everybody starts confused, right? But you have to acknowledge your start points. You need to acknowledge, oh, this poor libido is linked to this high BP. My sleep problems, the panic attacks is linked to this high BP. You acknowledge all that. The next thing is you want to find out how many triggers you have. We actually have a full triggers checklist, both the modifiable and non-modifiable. You go through them. In your food, you may say, I already eat healthy, I'm slim, I'm that. No problem. Go through the triggers checklist and begin to see, oh, in the food, high fat, high salt, high low potassium levels and all that. Then you check how many triggers. Now for the determining your start points, the heart health risk, what are all the things? Are you obese? Are you overweight? All these things you need to know everything. These are still what you're doing with your mind and your head, your brain. The next thing is you want to crush limiting beliefs. The reason you are in this training is to crush, the reason I'm showing you these case studies and sharing real life people's stories with you is to crush your limiting beliefs. Because if yours is not even as bad as theirs, then you have no excuse not to become IBP free. Now, of course, there are other mind detox practices like affirmations, like meditations that you can do. We have at least 6 powerful mind detox practices. Madam Morayo that you saw me take the picture with, in 1 week, I'm not kidding you, it's on my Facebook. You can go look for my Facebook. I don't remember the actual date. I could look for it. But in 1 week, she dropped her first medicine simply by doing mind detox practices. We had not even done anything food, because you may think, it's just food. It's not food. It's not just food. Mind detox practices week 1, she dropped the first medicine. A woman who had been on medicine for 8 years. So that's why I said they all work together. Once you're done with your mind liberation, you start to work on your body. The first thing you have to do is full cleanup of your body, full body detox. Cleanse your body. Remember, we say your body will heal itself, but you need to put it in that reparative state. A full body detox will put you in that reparative state. The next thing is you start feeding your body with everything to repair the body. Subtract everything worsening your BP, add everything to lower it, and modify. Let's say you're always frying food, fry, you like fries. You modify your cooking method to boiling, dry heat only, steaming, without introducing the extra fat. Maybe you have high cholesterol already. Do you see how this is a strategy and not just winging it, not just listening to conflicting health tips? Health tips, everybody's giving health tips, but is the health tips specific for high blood pressure reversal or just health tips? Tips cannot reverse high BP. Strategy does. The next thing is body fitness routines based on those your acknowledged start points. So if you are not obese, you don't want to shed weight, your fitness routine must tally without you shedding weight. Then if you are obese, your fitness routine must tally so that you can also shed weight. Do you see how this is a full strategy? The next thing, freedom activation, that is when you can start to do strategic supplementation depending on your body needs. Because, like I said, depending on what your body needs, some supplements would fasten the process, others would not. If you spend money on supplements without going through this, once you are done with that supplement, the BP will jump back up, yes or no? Yes or no? Then tracking like a pro. You saw that woman giving her time when the BP was this, time when it was this. You have to, like, tracking is also one of the holy grails for reversing high blood pressure. It's one of the holy grails for reversing high blood pressure. If you're not tracking, writing down, checking, right? Making tweaks based on the results you're getting. Then, of course, ultimately, you need to take your results to your doctor to say, oh, I've been getting 110, 106 over 80, over 70. Then your doctor can say, wow, you should drop your medicine so it doesn't go too low. This right here is a strategy. I've spent a lot of time here because this is the tried, tested, proven method that guarantees freedom. Anything short of this will give you relief. I'm not here to argue that you've not gotten relief. Oh, I'm using this. I don't want to mention product names. This is not about demarketing or talking about anybody, but it's about what works and what gives results for years. And not just, so this is freedom, right? So do you believe, the real question is, do you believe that if you apply this strategy to yourself, if you worked from your mind, worked on your belief, looked at your triggers and all that, then start to work on your body, tracking, do a full body detox, that your body will repair itself, yes or no? Do you believe that this strategy? Drop in the comments yes or no. Do you believe that if you apply strategy to what you're currently doing, then you would be able to get free from high blood pressure? Because if you don't believe, it's pointless. Nothing, you can't be free if you don't believe. You can't also be free if you don't use a strategy. That is the sad reality. Right? So let's move to secret number 2. Thank you if you're just joining. Good evening, Najib. Najib. Someone else also said good evening. Thank you for joining, right? Now, the secret number 2, the stupidly simple time machine hack. Yes, you may say, but I'm 60. We've worked with a lot of many of now full disclosure, many of the people we work with, we don't even work with 29-year-olds. Yes, we've worked with a 29-year-old who had high blood pressure for 10 years, right? And guess what? At the time he met us, he was suicidal. Like he couldn't sleep. He had not slept for 2 months. He said when he looks at his bed, he feels like like once he lies on it, he won't be able to get up. So he won't sleep. Right? These are real life experiences. There are too many stories to tell. But yeah, we worked with him, and the good news is that boy, that guy, that young man, within the 3 months we worked together, the man became so stable, started sleeping, started getting 120/80, dropped medicines, got so stable that he got 2 job offers. So he jumped from one job. He got a job in Kaduna, and he went when he was on training for that one. He got another one in Lagos, like because, and he did this in just 3 months. But this was a boy that had it for 10 years. Now the same thing, like I was telling you that so we have 29-year-olds, but there are not many of them. 60-year-olds, retired people, professionals, CEOs, job bankers, people, they're able to shrink that time safely. So they've gone 10 years of struggle, and then they shrink it in 3 months or less. And they use the simple time machine hack. So what is this simple time machine hack that you too can use no matter your age? Because you might be saying, but I'm already 65. Here's a 60-year-old woman. She was one of the very first people that we worked with in 2020. Yeah. When we decided, you know what? So when I said, okay, this thing that, that I found with my father, like, can it work for others? So I put it out there on social, on our email list, and I said, hey, I want to work with just a couple of people, and I'm going to work with you till you become high BP free. And then some of them were coming for conversations. We're having conversations. Many of them turned it down. Like, oh, no, they didn't believe. They walked away. This woman, she actually took up the offer. There were 2 of them, she and another man. But I love to share this woman's story, right? Guess what happens? Her name is Vera, Madam Vera. So she says, good afternoon, my BMAP family. So at the time, what we called it was BMAP, BP Meds Free Accelerator Program. Medicines free. We wanted to get the medicines free. That was the goal. And she said, my name is Vera. This is my testimony. I joined BMAP May this year, about 6 months now. Before I joined, I was having some challenges like sleepless night, body pains, constant headaches. My BP reading numbers were so high. It was reading 165 to 170, and my weight was high too. And it was 85 kg. And I always sweat too. Yeah, she was menopausal. And I was on 3 drugs. You see her sharing her story, right? That I take daily. So she's taking 3 medicines, and yet her BP is 165, 170. She didn't write the lower readings, but I mean, you can see it's high. So my first interview with my coach, the woman who now transformed my life to normal, the first thing she asked me was, do I believe that everything will be fine? I said yes. But the other mind was saying, how is she going to do it? But I trusted her, and I prayed to God to give me the strength to carry on. And my family was there for me. Also, then I started the journey. I was focused, and I was following all her instructions. Behold, my BMAP family, even with 3 drugs then, my BP number was so high. But now, with only 1 drug, which I don't take every day, my BP number is reading 111 to 123. Can you see it? My weight has gone down to 79 kg. So she was overweight. She moved from 85 to 79 kg because I do my exercise every day. Now, this woman never went to the gym. Her exercise every day was just 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. And yet she was able to do it. You see why I told you that it's called strategic. You're strategic with your fitness routine based on your start points, right? My weight has gone down because I now sleep well. The body pains, the headache has gone. In fact, I'm now free. Do you see the use of her word? She said free from all those challenges. I recommend BMAP to anybody out there who has these challenges. Please, when you join, be focused and follow the instructions with God. My wonderful, the woman who transformed health to normal, I say thank you in a million. May God continue to give you vision. She starts to pray. May God make this international. She starts to pray. A 60-year-old woman, you have read it in her own words. This is not me. You can see even Joyce in this council names. You can see Joyce. This is the 52-year-old woman. This is Mr. Obum. These are real people. Other people. This is another person. This particular person, BP knocked down on control. She was in her 60s. Last time I checked, my BP was February 27 this year. When I started having mild headaches constantly, I ran to a nearby BP medicine and was scared to hear 150/90. The lady did everything possible to assist me with a drug, but I resisted it and decided to take the natural strategy option. You see the word again, strategy. I quickly contacted the BP natural control expert, Chibama Milichko, and joined the group, asked what I did. The strategy with daily exercises from June ending to the present, in a space of 4 days, my blood pressure was controlled. I sincerely recommend. Good. So my point is, real people. This is Madame Yvonne. I'm not going to be able to read everything word for word because it's going to take a long time. But I'll give you a breakdown. Look at Madame Yvonne. Madame Yvonne, her BP was 170/110. She says she found us on Facebook. She was breathless, panic attacks, fear, dizziness, lightheadedness. She is also in her 50s. Name it. Now, this woman, another thing about this woman is, in fact, we just worked with her recently. Another thing about this woman is she even had to hire a shrink to help her with the panic attacks. Even after all that, nothing worked. It was when when she started doing our mind detox practices. All those things that even psychologists, shrinks, nothing helped her. Panic attacks. She moved from 170/110 with her medicines. Now her BP ranges 110 to 170. I even sometimes have 99/76. Sometimes even lower. Did I mention I was on 5 medications? 5 medicines and 170/110. But now she's getting 110/70, right? I started dropping them, the strength. Then she moved to Cardiotan 40/10, dropped to 45, then changed to Omeldin 25. By this week, I'm having the Omeldin because I'm having 96/69, getting too low, right? You see, this is what happens when you follow a strategy. And she achieved this in let me say, a total of 6 months. So in the first 3 months, she dropped the first 3 medicines by the next 3 months. So what is this time machine hack? Look at Madame Ronke. She has been high BP free. I said, OMG, how many years now? Since about 2022. And this is 2025. So for 3 years, she has been high BP free. So what is this time machine hack? This is another woman, Eunice Zachary. Look for her on Facebook. 3 years later, BP is still normal. What did they use? The time machine hack is called the countdown method. Write it down. Drop countdown method in the charts. Countdown method. This countdown method simply means, the first time I shared this was 2021. I think we had that was called the lifestyle. It was a webinar we did. I remember because one of the ladies, a US citizen, from Mississippi, she joined us. After that webinar, she said, you know what, I'm doing this countdown with you. We asked them, what date are you going to become high BP free? Everybody was writing their dates. We held that webinar in September, and we told them before the end of 2022, that same 2022, you have to become high BP free. Choose your date. People were choosing dates. This lady wrote December 27, 2022. And then she wrote the exact reading she wanted to see. She achieved that reading in 1 month. So the secret is countdown. You must count down. The reason you have not become high BP free is you are just praying one day, oh Lord, one day, oh God, someday, oh God, deliver me somehow, someday. Somehow, someday is no day. Remember, a wish is just a wish until you make it a goal. So in your office, if you're given a task to do, you're given a goal. They write it down. If they say, if you're a banker, you're a marketer, we need 10 accounts, 10 key accounts, maybe people who come and deposit 5 million and above. That you have to count to 10. No, you have to. So also, why is it that when you now come to your blood pressure, you now wing it? One day, one day. One day is no day. Now the question is, what day are you going to become high BP free? Now, how do you know the day? Now, we're very strategic about this particular webinar, this training. We're doing it at the end of the first quarter. There's a reason. If between the beginning of this year and this end of March, if you had been counting down 3 months, you would have done it. You saw people, well, someone says 6 months, I did it in 6 months. Yes, you may say 6 months is a long time. Hey, but you've had this thing for 8 years. Is 6 months really a long time? Now the trick to count down is the question is when are you going to become high BP free? You need to have a number. So 2 things you're going to write down in the comments for me. What is your dream BP? What is that BP that when you see, you'll be happy? You say, yes, I did it. Write it down in the comments. So if your dream is 120/80, write it down. Nakia, the US girl wrote 115/75. That was her dream BP reading, right? The next thing is, what day are you going to achieve it? You need to write it down, because that's how you change that prayer, that wish to a goal. You must have a timeline. Now, I'll give you some pro hacks. The pro hack is this: choose 90 days from today, 3 months. Why we say 3 months is this is not magic, right? This is not magic. This is not magic. 1 million. This is not magic. This is, remember we say your body will heal itself. For your body to start to repair and start to give you those so the repair means your heart is getting better, your heart is pumping better, your blood vessels are more flexible. For everything to come back to normal, you need time. So that time, we say give 90 days. That's why you see people saying I did it because they gave that time. They committed to the countdown to freedom. So this is end of March. So you're going to do April, May, June. So you can say June 30 this year, I'll become high BP free. And then this is the number you're going to get. Write it in the chats for me. Write it in the comments. So now I've written down 5 numbers here. Day 1 is today. The day you hear this is the day you should take action. Don't wait for tomorrow. There's a lady. It was her husband that found us first. And then we had this webinar. He signed her up. She came. She was the one that had the problems. She came, she joined, like, oh, nice stuff. But there's so many people that is hereditary, it's spiritual. She decided to go back to church. No problem, my father is an Anglican priest, so if it's for church and prayer, if God was to answer, won't he start with the priests? But I won't comment on that, right? Everything is in alignment with your faith. There's nothing here that is anti-faith. It is in alignment with your faith. And then the people would say faith without works is dead. So if you have faith and you are not showing workings, sorry, right? So that day, why did I tell her story? It took her 2 years to eventually say, okay, let me do this countdown. In the 2 years, she took in a couple of times. Guess what? That high blood pressure led to complications and she lost the babies. The day they came back to me and were telling me, I'm like, no, you didn't have to wait for it to get this bad. She had EU creatinine readings from her kidney function test that showed high levels, meaning she was beginning to have kidney damage. Why? She was putting down, she didn't start to count down. She thought, no problem, one day. No, you must start your countdown immediately. So day 1, today can be your day 1, countdown to freedom. The next day there is 7, day 7. By your 7 days, that's 1 week commitment. You should be doing something specific, strategy. Day 30 is also very important. Remember we told you that tracking is one of the things. You'll be tracking, you'll be writing your blood pressure down. This is not, I don't like to check my blood. You will be checking it because now you're working on it. Day 30 is the first 30 days. You must see a difference. If you are counting down to freedom, first 30 days you would know. You would know if what you're doing is working, and then you can continue. Day 60, 2 months. Day 90, 3 months. Then you'd see your result. I'm teaching. This is supposed to be an overview, just giving you the secret. Okay, they did a countdown method. I can do this in 5 minutes, but it won't make any sense to you. That's why I'm sharing real life experiences. Another woman also, she was one of the people that came for that interview when I told you in 2019. Or 2020 when we said we wanted to work with people, she came for that interview. And after that, she walked away. She said, why is your thing so expensive now? I thought it's 5,000, 2,005. What you do on Facebook is not just 5,000. I said, madam, we're talking about high BP freedom reversal. 5,000. Right? And she walked away. Do you know that a year later, this woman came back? And at this time, because high blood pressure gets worse over time, if you're not reversing high BP, it only gets worse. Guess what? By 1 year later, she had developed diabetes as well. 1 year later, she was now on 7 different medications because she was now having depression. She was diabetic. She had high cholesterol. In 1 year, in that same 1 year, she could have done a countdown to freedom, but she did not. She walked away. That's why I said day 1 is very, very important. That's the day you make up your mind like, yes, I'm doing this. Anyway, the question is, do you believe that you can become IBP free in less than 3 months from now? Without, no matter the fact. So these people have been able to do it, and we're able to share and able to go 3 years, 2 years, 4 years without high BP medicines because they did the countdown. Well, the question is, to you, would you be able to do a countdown? Do you believe that if you did a countdown? So countdown simply means choose your BP reading that you want to see, and then choose the date when you become IBP free. Write it down on a sheet of paper. If you're watching this anyway, paste it on your wall. This is the day I become IBP free. You know what that does for you? This is a trick. It's a mind detox trick. It helps to rewire your mind. Like, okay, I have a goal now. Anyway, so I have a video here. Because of our time, I won't play it. I think this video is the video that we had with let me see. When it plays for a bit, I'll see whose video it is. We have so many videos, too many videos. The reason we don't even get to share half of these things is there are too many to share. How many can you share in one presentation? This is Mr. Olayinka. Mr. Olayinka started with 6 medicines. We worked with him. So we've been working with him since end of last year. And in 3 months, he dropped 3 of the medicines. He was also obese. He started at 80 something. And right now, he's on 72. He has shed more than 10 kg, although in a space of 4 months. This is Mr. Olayinka. He showed in this video, he actually turned the camera to show me where he wrote down his numbers and his freedom date. So yes, he didn't drop everything. I mean, you start with 6 medicines. It's not magic now. He didn't drop everything in the 3 months, but he dropped medicines. This was a man that was hospitalized. Do you know the reason he decided to do this countdown? He had been hospitalized for his BP case. So the moment we told him, do a countdown, are you ready? He said, I'm ready. Look at the man sharing. Like, his story is so good, but I won't play the video because of our time. Secret number 3. So far, how are you enjoying this? Let me know in the comments. Is this making sense to you? Are you getting aha moments? Are you like, what? So this thing exists and I didn't know. How come I've never heard this? Yes. Someone asked me, how come we don't know you all over the world? Well, better thank God you know and use it. If you say, let's wait till you get on CNN, no problem. Just know that in that time you're waiting for us to get to CNN, you could have even forgotten that you did high BP reversal. Anyway, the smarty pants trick that busy professionals, because you may be a busy professional, and so time is a big problem for you. So how do they do it? This Mr. Olayinka, he's also very busy. He's a principal of a school, so like, sessions, he's always so busy, always in the office. So what he did was he leveraged on his I'm even sharing this. What people are doing is a smarty pants trick. It makes all the sense in the world. So without quitting your job or your career, you see that Madam Eunice, the one I said you can look for her on Facebook, because she made that comment on her. She tells everybody anyway. So these people are mentioning their names. They've given us permission. I mean, they're on video. They've given us video to share it themselves on social. The people I don't mention their full names, they didn't share publicly, but then their first name and their story, they're okay for us to share it without putting their face to it. So what are they doing? Now, the truth is they are using the word leverage. Leverage. Drop leverage in the comments. Leverage means you can't do everything by yourself. That is why you work in a company. wherever you work. Whoever is the owner of the company is leveraging on what? So he's leveraging on, I mean, there's only so much he can do, but then he has this idea. So even if it's a bank, oh, we can bank money for people, but the owner of the bank or the CEO of the bank cannot do everything. So he needs people to do that. So he's leveraging on people, he's leveraging on your expertise, right? That is it. And there are two resources. There are two main resources that everybody has access to. You have time and you have money. You either leverage your time or you leverage your money. Or you can even leverage both, right? So, like, I mean, with Hypertension Africa, yeah, I cannot do everything on my own. I cannot, even if I want to. Let me know in the comments if this is fire. Drop me an emoji in the comments if you are finding, if you are really, like this video, share it. If you're enjoying what we're doing, share it. Don't watch this alone, right? Drop me an emoji in the comments like fire if this is fire, right? So, but you can't do everything on your own. You see, even sharing this video, doing this, recording this for you is leverage. I'm leveraging my time. Imagine if I had to start talking to everybody. Hey, you have to use strategy. You have to do counter. You have to leverage. And I'm talking to everybody one by one. I will know how many people, how many lives can we save, right? But now I'm leveraging on the internet. So it's saving me the time. I'm leveraging on the money. If I had to do it, if I had to travel to everywhere, there are people that have sent me a message, come and teach, come and do this teaching, come and help us here. And I'm like, I don't have the time. So we can leverage it, we can make it, we can use the internet, right? We can leverage on the money, right? If I had to work with you one-on-one, like if you had to pay me to do that, of course you're going to pay some good money. But then it is also you leveraging your money to fix your health. Why? Because if you want to start doing the research on your own, it will take you a very long time. When my father had his own case, there was even nobody teaching this. I told you I had to do a master's degree to find a cure. The topic of my research was anti-arthritic plants used in southwest Nigeria. I was going to Ojaba markets in Ibadan then, asking old women. We're doing market research. Old women, all these all these the iyas in the markets, right? Asking them, what are the plans? They will say, Ewe kinikon kinikon, Ewe this. I was going with people. We're doing interviews. They will tell us, is this one? Ewe this, Ewe that. We'll plug the leaves. We were doing it, leveraging on time and money. We were doing research. We were trying. Someone will say, use this balm, use sea salt. They will massage the man's back. After massaging for 1 week, he won't be able to step out of the house. So it took a very long time. His healing took over 2 years. But now people are leveraging the whole experience and doing it in 3 months, in 1 month, dropping medicines in 1 week. What? That is leverage. So you can choose to use your time to do the research. If you have a lot of time on your hands, you're not a busy professional. Good. Do the research. Use your time. Keep doing the research. Search. Try this. You are going to spend the time. Try it. Or you can leverage on your money. Someone has done it. Tell me what it is. If so, some people, they come and say, yes, we want you to work with us. Look at this Madam J. This is Madam J. I've dropped amlodipine 10 milligrams. I stretch my faith to continue. My BP reading is normal. I'm yet to even go to my doctor to confess my sins. Good. She leveraged. This is a woman in UK. This Madam O. She's an Ijebu woman. When I spoke with her, she said, all these things, the NHS gives it to us free of charge in the UK. So I said, good. So why are we having this conversation? Go to the NHS. But guess what? The next day she came back, she said, you know what, you're right. By now, I'm in the UK, but if I can join on the internet, right, then I don't have to keep going to the hospitals, waiting in long queues. The UK hospital system is not so great, especially if you don't have an emergency, right? Guess what? In that same year, she eventually reversed her high BP. So the point is leverage. You believe that if you copy, so what does leverage mean to you? Copy what works. Copy what works. Leverage on our knowledge, leverage on our research, leverage on everything that we've shared with you right now, leverage on what we can still share with you in the future, and just copy what works. Instead of saying, I want to use all my time to start research. Okay, they've said it's mind. Okay, let me start working on my mind. What are the ways I'll start working on my mind? Fine, you can do that. We're always working, we're always in trenches. Tomorrow we're going to be having a session with our current clients who are on the journey, who are already crushing it, and who are still doing their countdown. We would have that conversation. We would also have a live Q&A where we would then be answering the questions that you've submitted. Leverage on that. Leverage on the internet. You have internet on your phone. You don't have to now say, let's come, where are you going to house us? Do you have a wellness clinic we can walk into? We can come and live there. One woman was asking, want to come and live? No, 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 no. We just leverage on the internet. We've not met any of the people that we do it. You just leverage. So you just have to copy what works. So do you believe it will work for you? So my question is this: we've given you everything literally that you need to know, the secrets. We've shown you so many people who have done it. So now you can begin to think, because maybe you only hear, oh, kidney failure, kidney problems. I know this video has taken a little bit longer than we had hoped, because I actually went so deep, much deeper than, the truth is, I've taught this for years. When you listen to me, you know already that I've taught this for years. You can, because you can already tell. There's too many stories to tell. It's too many experiences. Why the trench is always working. I have a day job, so it's not like I do this full time. I have a family, I have children, I have babies, but I still, because I love what I do, I love the success that comes from it. I love the freedom opportunity that this gives people. I love when people say, I've done it. That's why I do it. Now the question really would be, this picture is blocking what I wrote, but the question is, you've seen it, right? We've told you what it is that you need. Your body, with the moment of truth, your body is going to repair itself, but you need the right resources and the right environment, right? So do you say, yes, I give myself the right body and the right resources? I give myself that permission to heal itself? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments. Do you agree that, yes, okay, there's a strategy to this, I commit to the strategy? Now, if you've gone through this and you feel like, oh no, this is too hard, I rather just take my medicines and I'm fine, please, by all means, go take your medicines. So freedom for you is just, as far as my medicine is working 100%, we're good. This is just an opportunity we're giving to people who are stuck or annoyed or unhappy, and whatever they're doing is not working and they want freedom. Now, the next thing, so I've given you the 3 things. I don't know why this picture is blocking what we wrote. So, but the 3 secrets, your body will heal itself, is the central. The next thing is the high BP reversal strategy, that you need that. You need to use that. You also need to count down to freedom. So have you picked your date? Right? Have you picked your date? If yes, good. Now, are you ready to leverage your time, your money, or both? Right? If yes, will you use this brand new opportunity to freedom? Because this is an opportunity. This is nothing like you've ever seen before. I know. You don't need to tell me, right? I know. So the question is, are you ready to use these 3 things, these secrets, also, so it becomes your secret power? And now, really, the thing is, how badly do you want it? Now, the thing is, like I told you, I'm going to invite you to an opportunity, give you an opportunity. Do you know the reason why we do this? There was this time I was invited by women to speak at their program, and in the program we taught them so many things and they were so happy. Hey, they were thanking me. The next thing, I taught my heart out. Hey, you need to subtract this from your food. Hey, add this. Oh, thank you, so we should be eating. Oh, no more Maggie. Yes. A year later, they invited me again to that program, and I was like, hey, we're going to hear a lot of success stories. By the time I went to the program, I like, yeah, so what's up? How are you guys doing? Tell me what's happening. They're like, it's really good stuff, but it's not quite. They didn't get those kind of results that you see here. Why? This will keep you excited, you'll be happy, but at the end of the day, will you actually do it? It's lifestyle. So it's lifestyle medicine. It's really, the strategy is all about using your lifestyle. Your mind is your life now. Your body is your life. Your freedom, your writing down is your life. So so the easy way is leverage on everything we've done here. If you believe that I can help you further, if you feel like, yes, whatever, in any way that you can help me for that, 100%, please then let's talk about it. If you feel like, okay, thank you so much, now I know the secret, I'm ready, I can do it on my own, please, you can even log out at this point. 100%, we're happy. Now, so the option that we have, there are two options. We have the option of working with just a, and that is actually what we do. We only work with only very few people one-on-one. So we only work with very few people. In our coaching programs, they're usually no more than 10. In fact, most times when we open up, we just take 5 slots, 4 slots, depending on, the cases that we're working with. But the second option is putting everything together in a format that all you have to do is plug and play. So you just leverage on the internet. All you need is your smartphone. My baby's picture just showed here. I picked up my phone, right? So you leverage on that, and that's really the one that we're pushing. This is for everybody and anybody, no matter, even if you want to work with us one-on-one, you have to go through this course first, and that is the do-it-yourself BP crushing program. So the do-it-yourself BP crushing program gives you step-by-step guide of the strategy. So what we've done with the DIY BP crushing program is to give you step-by-step guide of the strategy, what you're going to do. Remember, today is your day one. If you're following our countdown method, today is your day one. So based on your day one, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next tomorrow? That is exactly what we do with it. So it's like the whole reversal method condensed into one, so you can use it, plug and play, do your countdown. It gives you the strategy, gives you the countdown, it also gives you the leverage. Use leverage on both your time and your money, and you get it. So I mean, you've listened to me. This is not all about hype. You already know that these champions are real people. You have seen their names. You can go search them. Everything is out there. You already know this is the only way to freedom. If you followed up until this point, you know, right? So it's really a case of, are you ready to become happy be free using this? So it's just a case of, are you ready to? Now the question, so this is what we do in the program. This is what we do. Give me a sec. I need to check how long we spent here, and let me see. Whoa, we've done 1 hour already. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, I think I've gone out. I went out of the, so the first 3 days on the DIY BP program. Sorry, I want to share these slides, but I don't want to share from the beginning. How do I do that? I think it's F5, yeah? I hope it doesn't start from the beginning. I don't want to start from the beginning. This is a long one. Slide, okay. Let me see. Slide, skip slide. How do I show this slideshow? I don't know how to show this on slideshow. Give me a sec, guys. Presenter, start from beginning. No, I don't want to start from the beginning. I just want to start from where I am. It's not showing. I don't know how to do that. Guys, help me in the comments if you know how to change this to full screen. Anyway, so whether I change this to full screen or not, let me see what you can see here. Okay, you're getting to see my whole screen. If I start from the beginning, it's gonna start everything from the beginning, which I really don't want. Yes, so let me just do Control F5. Hope it doesn't start from the beginning. I didn't do that. Function F5 also takes us to, anyway, so let me just show the screen, right? So in the 3 days, so this is how the DIY program works. In 3 days, so day 1, day 2, day 3. Oh damn, it started everything from the beginning. Damn, double damn. So in the 3 days, we are going to do the mind. So the day 1 is mind liberation, everything mind liberation. Remember I told you there are 3 steps under it. You're going to do everything. We're going to give you everything to do it. Acknowledge the triggers, checklist, everything, right? So after that, the next day we do body liberation, the three things under body liberation. So we teach you how to do a full body detox, the guides, how we do it, the way, the strategy. Remember, it's all about strategy, how we do it, and then how you are going to be doing it. Then of course how to plan your meals using the SAM strategy, right? Then by day 3 we do freedom activation, how to track the right things to look out for, how to prevent spikes, your strategic supplementation, everything. So all those things we told you about strategy, we now explain in more details the action steps. Now if we wanted to charge you for each of these master classes, it's at least 150,000. Personally, if I have to customize meal plans, which I don't do a lot, because for us, like I told you, our goal is freedom. It's not really about meal planning. But in the past, we've done it for 35,000 just to customize a meal plan. So, but with this particular training, we'll teach you we're not, it's not a meal plan. No. We're doing full body detox. Our full body detox plan alone, we don't even give it out. We do not give it out, right? Because it's like 5 different detox in one, in the 7 days. Your first 7 days of cleaning out your body, it's a full plan. We do at least 5 different things in that period to put your body in that reparative mode. We don't give it out. If even when I sit down, like when I went to Abuja, I had just sessions, if a couple of people, 50k alone, 1 hour, just to do this thing, to show you the sequences, 1 hour, 50k. So even when we value this at 150,000, like it's very conservative pricing. Now we're also going to give you downloadable action sheets. So after each lesson, after your lesson 1, we give you an action sheet. You remember how I'm telling you, write down numbers, write down dates. Many of you are not writing down. But with this training, we're still going to give you, we now give you a sheet where you're going to write down. You're going to write down all this. After each lesson, you write down what date you're starting, the full body detox, the plan, everything, your shopping list. We give you everything. So you can even print it out in action thing. Now we give you downloadables. So we also give you the same trigger checklist we use for our clients that we're working together. So the triggers checklist you tick, you know at the end, you know, oh, I have 9 triggers I'm going to uproot in the next 30 days or 90 days. Heart health risk checklist, BP freedom meal plan. Remember I told you there's a difference between high BP tips that you see online and actual freedom meal plan. So we give you a meal plan, and then we give you the way to, so in all our meal plan always comes with, if you want to substitute things, for instance, oh, I don't eat amala, no problem, you can eat eba. We tell you how to change things without altering the efficacy of the meal plan. So even if you don't want to shed weight, it's there. If you want to shed weight, you can still. So it's so dynamic, but it's so powerful. That's the only thing I can say about this plan and how it works. Now the total value 100k. This is very conservative. Your track sheet is the same one you are going to BP freedom meal plan, heart health checklist, the triggers checklist, everything. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, downloadables, everything. The value is 100k. Now we're also including our top 5 meditations and affirmations for fear crushing kit. Many people die, so they say many people die before they actually die, and it's fear. The fear of high BP is legit. Oh, maybe you've had nasty experiences, so it's really legit, right? So we give you our top 5. Remember I told you about the woman that just did our mind detox in 1 week and dropped some medicine. So some people, if a lot of your triggers are based in your mind and the fear palpitations, with this alone you can crush that, and your BP can crash in just 14 days using this guide. Now we value that at 35,000 naira. Now imagine if you could become high BP free by this time next month. 30 days. Remember we told you 90 days, but 30 days is one of the numbers. In 30 days you must see result. This is the ultimate game changer, right? Now how does this work? Step 1, the moment you sign up right now, right, you create your login link. The course is on our website in Hypertension Africa, but it's only when you sign up that you get access. So you create your own login link, your account, and then you watch the training for the next 3 days. Lesson 1, you watch everything mind liberation. Lesson 2, next day, we're also even going to send you a mail at 7 a.m. the next morning. Hey, or 7 a.m. the next no, not 7 a.m. the next, in 24 hours after you sign up, the next 24 hours you do your lesson 2, the next 24 hours you do your lesson 3. We send you emails. We actually have emails to go with it. Now then you start your countdown. Remember, you're starting your countdown today. So the first 3 days are devoted to your lessons, you're filling your action plan sheets, and then getting ready for what you're doing. By day 7, you should have started your, by even from immediately after the lesson, when you start your mind detox for your 7-day countdown, your full body detox, you can start it from day 4. So you start your countdown immediately. Now what we do is we've added a bonus, which is by day 30 you are going to send us, this is a do-it-yourself program, so this is a course, but we are interested in your result. We want to make sure you get free from this. It's not just a course, go and watch this course and whatever you get. No. So this is a send us your results back. Day 30, we would even email you and say, hey, it's day 30, send us your results. What you're going to send us is your track sheets that you've been filling, the daily track sheets, and the monthly. So we have like a monthly plan. So what you're going to write is for April, week 1, you check your readings every Saturday, you put it in there, you write it. Week 2, the next Saturday you write it. Week 3, next Saturday you write it. Week 4, snap everything and send back to us. The moment you send this back to us, we would get on a phone call with you, make sure that you're on track. If you've started dropping any medicines, beautiful, we'll make sure you're on track, tell you what to focus on, that you continue to your 90-day counter. If you haven't dropped any medicines, but at least you've started to see results, good, make sure you're track. Like this right there is priceless. That's why we didn't put a price to it. So the DIY BP crushing program becomes your secret weapon. You'll be able to know what to eat, what to do each day. I know that's what everybody's always asking, what am I going to eat? Everything is there. You have a high BP reversal specific meal plan. You get rid of confusion, conflicting health tips online. Forget the moment you start this, you close your ears to other people, because you now have a winning action plan. You have a strategy. You go with your results to see your doctor. Yes, with our track sheets, you can go with it to see your doctor once you are ready. We tell you how to even do that in the course. Then you drop your medicines safely and naturally. And the good thing is, once you start to drop your medicines, you continue to drop them until that's it. And it gets better. We also added some other bonuses like the weight. So if you're tracking your weight, we also added a week track sheets, the weekly, daily, monthly track sheets. So all our track sheets, we added everything for you. The ones you're going to take with your doctor, 25k value. There is a way to track correctly. Thank you for the loves and the like. Make sure you're sharing this video. Thank you so much. There is a right way to track. What some people do is just write on a sheet of paper, and then you think you can. No doctor is going to remove your medicines with a sheet of paper. No doctor. So you track over a period of time, and there are some parameters you must include. That's what you see. So you can easily see your progress with the track sheets. Bonus 2, we also added no matter what high BP crushing plan, because for most people there's always obstacle. Maybe you have an unsupportive spouse, maybe you have a large family, maybe you have a tight schedule, you want to be doing it in terms of your or you need a plan, maybe your job, so you work in the bank and all that, right? So we've included that bonus. No matter what, you would see it. So if you see your own problem there, we tell you what to do. So this is like real life, and we want to make sure you succeed. Then of course we've added the track sheets and assessment that you would send back to us. All right. So this is everything you get in the DIY program. The 3-day Mind Body Freedom HBR Masterclass, 150k value, the downloadable action plans after each lesson, plus our freedom meal plan. Okay, 100k value, high BP fear palpitation crushing kit, 35k value, BP track sheets, weekly, monthly, weight, everything, 25k. The no matter what BP freedom guide, 25k, 30-day result and track sheet assessments that you're going to send back to us. This one is priceless. Now if we had to value all this, there's something else we didn't even include here. That is the shopping lists. We have shopping list tips and tricks. We have that as well. We include shopping lists as well. So we just pack everything that you need so that you must succeed. Total value 335,000. Now the real question is, if I know you're looking like, whoa, oh, how is it 300? That's a lot. Well, the real question you should be asking is, if all these products, if all it did for you was to help you to break that hereditary hypertension that you've carried all these years. Hereditary. If it breaks it for you, if it breaks the pregnancy induced hypertension for you, and so you don't have to swallow tasteless concoctions or smelly concoctions, would it be worth it? Like if it can help you break this thing that you've carried for years, that you've gone from doctor to doctor, consultant to, will it be worth it? That's really the question. The next question is, if it helps you get results in the next 3 months, if by June this year you've dropped these medicines you've been taking for 10 years, would it be worth it? Thank you. Thank you, Onyiloyi. Number one gifter badge. Thank you. All right. So he said, this price is higher for the common man. Common man. I know. But if it did all this for you, would it be worth it? If it helps you with it so that you don't quit your job. That Madam Eunice that has been high BP free for 3 years, she was a banker. She quit her job. She actually quit her job before she met us. She thought, okay, let me quit this job. Is this bank stress? The BP did not stop. It didn't stop. So if we help you keep your job, if this helps you keep your job and you have financial security for your children, would it be worth it? That's the question. Now you can see why people actually pay us that much. I had two choices: go cheap, 2.5, bring 2.5. But the truth is, if we give you access to this course for 2.5, it will not change. 2,500 naira cannot change your life. It cannot, right? But we wanted something to create something deep and create transformations for only serious people. So we want you to be able to make a commitment. It's a substantial commitment. So that's why we ask, what is high BP freedom to you? What is it worth to you? Some people say it's worth millions. So that's it. I mean, even the phone that you use is worth how much, right? But even your phone can literally not save your life. But with a course, right, you can now turn your phone to saving your life, because it's your phone you're going to use to access it. You don't need to go to anywhere else, nothing else, in the comfort of your own home. So, but you can see why people actually invest this amount or even more, because it's an investment. If this solves this problem for life for me, then I've invested in it. And people actually pay us that amount and more, right? So usually when we work with clients, we don't charge anything less than $1,000 for our non-Nigerian clients. And even those in Nigeria still pay, they spend up to 300,000 with us. Investments, it's just a matter of priorities. And here's everything you're getting everything in the course. But here's one thing that we've done. Still, we want you to get everything, right? We just want to make it accessible to everybody and just for those who are serious. And so here's what we've done. It's actually, so what we've done is we've slashed it 10%. So if you just make a commitment of 10% commitment, so for just 35,000 naira, you can get a DIY BP crushing program. 35,000 naira only. You will get everything that I listed here. So instead of the 335, for 35,000, you get access to everything. You start your countdown and you can become high BP free. But you see, 2.5 is not for the common man. No, we only deal with the serious people. Now, I'm sure by now you're excited, like, yay, thank you, Mr. Is it Oyi? Are you a man? I think I say a man. Yeah. So yes, one thing we've just did was, instead of like saying, okay, if you don't have that amount, you won't be able to work with us. So this is a way of us also leveraging on technology to make it available to you regardless. Like, just pay this commitment fee, just a commitment fee, and get the investments, right? So I'm sure this is, the next thing you're asking me is, hey, how do I pay? Yes, you're really excited. Mr. Onyiloyi. So what do you have to say about that, right? So are you excited? Does this make you excited? Now, I promise that those who stay to the end would also get something from this. So here's what we're also doing. I know this is insane. The team is even asking me, Ama, are you sure about this? Like, why? Why are you doing this? But we've added something called the fast action pricing. And this fast action pricing simply means that If you sign up now for just 25,000 naira, you'll get this DIY course. And all you have to do is drop fast action in the comments, and then we'll get it across to you. Now, you may think this is just, oh, this is marketing. When you go to our website right now, you would see the DIY program is listed there, and you will pay the 35,000 naira. It's been, and actually, full disclosure, it's been that price for at least 2 years now. We haven't even reviewed it upwards. But so my point is, you might even go there tomorrow or maybe in a month's time, and then it will be 50,000. That is very, very justified. So if you think, oh, this is fast action, maybe there will still be more. Yeah, you now give us 10,000. It's not even going to happen. So if you want to get it, fast action 25,000 naira. This is how to get it. You can do a bank transfer immediately to this account number, to our account number 10242638871. You can take a screenshot of this. Do the transfer 25,000 naira only. You will get access. Send the proof to Ife on WhatsApp, and you get access to the course instantly. You start your countdown, and in 30 days you send us all your reports, and we'll still review that for you. Now, so basically that's it. That's really what we're offering you. Of course, this is 100%. This is 100% guarantee. If at the end of 30 days you say, this thing did not help me, you didn't help me, this strategy did not work, and you say, please give me back my money, we will give you back. No questions asked. We will not even ask you any question. But for the records, 100%, and no course can boast of this, but 100% of the people who take our courses, even our free trainings or anything, they come back saying thank you. They pay. Even our clients that pay in hundreds of thousands, they still come and say thank you in spite of paying. So we've never had anybody come back to say it didn't work. Even people that maybe they don't follow, they will say, this thing is very good. Oh, it's just that I was so busy. I didn't. That is just it. But we've never had that. But if you feel, so we have that 100% guarantee. So all you have to do is to just use the account details or click the link in the description of this video, and if you pay online you get instant access. So we have a tiny link that gives you this 25,000 naira. That is like 30% off, that once you click you can pay online, get access immediately. Is in the description of this video. Use that one. If you don't use that one, you can do a transfer. The account details on the screen, and that's really it. Now, but there's one thing. This fast action pricing, that's why it's called fast action pricing. It actually disappears Sunday 30th March. So it's not forever. 12 midnight, it disappears. It goes back to the regular 35,000. Okay, so that's really it. For those of us watching on TikTok, feel free to send a message and get the fast action pricing immediately, because once you message after that, you buy it at the regular price, and it's 100% okay for us as well. Remember, this is what you get. You're getting everything, the whole course, the downloadables, the strategy, the meal plans, the high BP fear and the palpitation crushing, your track sheets you're taking to your doctor, no matter what, the traction, everything. You're getting everything. Okay, so instead of the true value, you're just paying 25,000 between now. And yeah, there's one more thing that didn't make it to the slides. The first 5 people who actually pay for this also get a free 15-minute consultation with me. Like this one that didn't make it to the slides because I don't even have the time to speak with too many people. But this is just first 5 people. You get that as well. So there's so much, like, we really want to help you. We really want to have these conversations. We really want you to succeed. And then of course we're leveraging our time and our efforts to make this worth it for you, but you also have to make that investment, and then yes, let's do this freedom journey together. All right, so pay now. The account details are on the screen, or use the link in the description of this video. Get access, and let's do this countdown together. All right, so let me know if this was worth your time. Let me know in the comments. Let me know your greatest takeaway. What's your greatest takeaway? Let me know as well, so that we can celebrate it, and we can have it. Oh my god, the screen is tiny. The screen is actually tiny, I think, but I hope that you can see it and that you can use it. All right, I'll see you. Talk to you.